I'm Vincent O'Connor, a 36-year resident of Amherst, running for a seat on the Amherst Redevelopment Authority, the ARA. I've been a town meeting member for over 30 years. I chaired the Committee on Bicycling from the years 1988 to 1994. Last June, I completed 6 years as a member of the Public Works Committee, and will complete 6 years this June as a member of the Community Preservation Act Committee, the last 4 years as vice chair. My first contact with redevelopment authorities began in the city of my birth, where as a member of the redevelopment committees of the San Francisco chapter of the NAACP and CORE, I helped fight the urban renewal by eminent domain taking of private property that became known as Negro removal. In many cities of the United States, this eminent domain redevelopment process was used to bulldoze entire neighborhoods, replacing them with elevated highways, car-oriented shopping centers, and high-rise warehouses for low-income families. Redevelopment by eminent domain has been and can be used by well-intentioned people for disastrous results. In fact, federal and state protections for historic resources were initially developed in the 1960s as a response to the eminent domain-driven redevelopment and urban renewal excesses. Amherst needs an intergenerational Y, or a multifaceted Boys and Girls Club. And I believe there are sites near downtown that meet the legal requirements for redevelopment authority action to pursue the first steps towards such a community facility. There are brownfield sites in North Amherst and near the Amtrak station that are also proper subjects for redevelopment authority interest. Regrettably, the present ARA has focused exclusively on an area of North Pleasant Street just south of the university, which they've designated as the Gateway Project. I've read the legal definitions of what buildings and open space are proper subjects for a redevelopment authority, and it does not seem to me that more than 1 or 2 parcels or buildings in the Gateway Project area might meet the requirement for acquisition by the ARA. As a member of the Amherst Redevelopment Authority, the ARA, I would strictly apply the definitions in the Massachusetts general laws to properties recommended for ARA acquisition. I'd also question both the Gateway Plan and its plan area. A plan area that includes religious institutions, owner-occupied single-family homes, code-compliant sororities, business and university properties. Including numerous properties in a proposed redevelopment plan area is a serious matter. Every individual property will involve multiple legal issues, an expensive public process, and reuse studies. The implications of facing the eminent domain takings of one's home, a church, or rental property usually forces property owners at their own expense to consult lawyers. Not only will I listen carefully to the concerns of the general public, I will do my best at the beginning of the redevelopment process to ensure that as few private property owners as possible are caught up in the ARA fishing net. As an ARA member, I will work to guarantee that before we spend a dollar on public process and reuse studies, that a partner in the ARA's law firm would present separate written certifications for every property that is to be included in the Gateway Project area, citing both applicable law and cases and stating whether ARA acquisition by eminent domain or otherwise is legally appropriate. I support reuse of university-owned open space on North Pleasant Street for 2- or 3-story graduate student or university family housing, but not for high-rise or undergraduate student housing. Quiet negotiations with the university, perhaps involving our legislative delegation, would seem to be a less costly and disruptive method for achieving that result than the proposed ARA process. Rezoning any part of the Gateway Project area to allow for commercial activity will ultimately depend for support upon receipt by the town of a detailed enforceable plan, so town meeting can judge what effect the proposed commercial uses might have on its neighbors and on our relatively fragile downtown. In closing, I want to thank Amherst Media for providing me this opportunity to present my views as a candidate for the Amherst Redevelopment Authority, the ARA. If elected to the Amherst Redevelopment Authority, I will work as a member of the authority and at town meeting for responsible ARA policies. Policies that respect private property that lies outside the purview of a redevelopment authority, and a realistic approach to economic development cooperation with the university. Please cast your one vote for Redevelopment Authority for me, Vincent O'Connor, on Tuesday, March 29th. Thank you.